This is like, I think like the first time I've ever had like a YouTuber like, come on, this is sick.
Yeah, I'm excited. Hello, I'm AbbyX, Toy Cat, and I love to look at other people's worlds, but I've never really considered YouTubers to be people too, and so here's the scoop. This is Round Review, but these are long-term worlds from other people who play Minecraft professionally, and so see the game very differently to me in what I believe are the world-first tours for each of the places we'll be visiting. Today, we're going to gamble like a degenerate, be amazed by map art, and question why someone would build a giant spider. Seriously, it's horrifying. I did a full 3-hour video for those who missed live streams below, but for this video, I wanted to simplify the entire experience down to give you 3 key takeaways from each of the worlds, the spawn, the best build, and a piece of advice, as well as my own personal favorite fun build. The thing that I like the most and that has inspired me personally, it's going to be some fun, but we're going into 3 worlds for this one. The first comes from a new YouTuber who recently blew up making hardcore / 1000 days content, and so I was incredibly curious on his perspective on content creation and the world, so much so that I agreed to do this on Java, which of course is never easy as it sounds. It means we had to download the Essentials mod just for multiplayer to function, and then we had to download some extra mods to join the specific world, and then it still didn't work, but after eventually getting in, immediately I decided to try and charm my new host. I mean, if you had 3 guys living in your basement and they were like this, I think it would be an international news incident. I think
they're criminals, so it doesn't really matter. So
what crimes did they
moving on
commit?
to the next thing, I guess.
Also, what continent do you live on? Could you remind me?
Oceania.
Oh, and what country? What is your country known for? Like, who settled it? Like, which like class of person in terms of crimes committed or not? Just a fun reminder to remember where you come from, but also a fun reminder that Australians and British people are often considered some of the closest kin of countries, despite the distance between them. But it means that it's entirely fine for me to riff on him a little bit here. I had a lot of fun with it, and so did he. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. The first of the 3 things we need to see is, of course, the spawn. And the way we saw it on this world was by him welcoming me.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome. Hello.
Hi. This is my world. Yeah, nice to meet you. It is,
nice to meet you too.
A beautiful day in Minecraft today, isn't it?
It is, really. What a wonderful little world you've put together here. I can see the thousands of days' work immediately from the spawn.
yeah, you can see. Yeah, all these trees are hand-built, handcrafted. Each piece of snow just absolutely beautiful. Yeah, it's great.
This was actually eye-opening for me, and is one of the reasons I wanted to see these worlds, because to me a spawn is such a key part of a world, but if your intention is to show the world only yourself, maybe to a YouTube audience, then why would you put anything there? The spawn is simply a coincidence of fact and nothing else, and to me this is a weird thing, but it was still fascinating to see. Anyway, after this, he showed me his house.
In these rooms, this room, I don't know, I just wanted a table and chairs. Thought that would be cool.
Am I allowed to give my honest thoughts on your table and chairs?
Okay, sure.
Your table is wonderful. But then after this, I did ask for him to show me his favorite build, or his best build in the entire world, and that took us to the Nether, past this interesting skeleton house, and finally into this mushroom house.
This one is my favorite. There is no interior yet, that is yet to be completed, but the exterior here is my favorite. I think it's really cool because it contrasts with the crimson forest that it's in. And I've always wanted to build like a cool kind of mushroom house. I'm just trying to keep an eye out for these ghasts that are trying to kill me. Also, I should give you a bow.
I do want to point out you gave me 1 arrow, and that is not enough.
Oh wait, yeah, okay. You know what? That's true. I'm an infinity bow guy.
Wow!
I only have like.
You're in the minority
really?
opinion there.
I thought it was the other way around. I'm gonna do a YouTube poll.
Okay, so while you look around this mushroom house for yourself, allow me to show you the results of that poll because it's absolutely fascinating. On CringyGull's YouTube channel, he did the poll where he found that 76% of his viewers believe that mending was obviously the inferior enchantment and that infinity is the one to use always, whereas I did the exact same poll just afterwards, and what I found was that 54% of people preferred mending. And the top comment was then, I used to always be infinity, then I realized how how easy it was to get unlimited arrows and how much fun tipped arrows are. There is a huge controversy, and if you're on the other side of it, you might not even realize it, but that's kind of fun. Anyway, isn't this a beautiful house? If you agree or not, I don't really care, because the final thing that I needed to do after the world tour was to ask him what advice he would give. How would you recommend someone pick a location for their build? You know, is there anything you think you have on that would be insightful?
It's always just like if you find somewhere that's like got less trees and that's like the flattest possible, that just makes it a lot easier to mess with the terrain and to not have to like do a whole lot of preparation before you build the build.
Simple advice. I like it. Also, just for a little bonus here, I wanted to show a fun build that I liked from every one of these worlds, and the fun build that I liked here is one that was really funny to go back and look at, because I remember being amazed by this glass floor, and when I went back to look at footage of it, I found that while he was talking about important things, I was just staring mesmerized into it.
It's only something science can tell us, I guess. But for the most part, it works. At least it is generally overflowing most of the time. With bamboo and sugarcane, which is great.
All I was hearing during that was, oh my god, it is so cool to make your house above a cave and then to make a giant glass floor under it. This is an idea I actually had during a recent hardcore series, and it's so cool to see it executed under the base here. This is the sort of thing I would love to take as inspiration from this world, but if you're seeking some inspiration, well then clearly we need to keep this entire thing under the Realm Review standards and rank this world, and so here's the ranking I decided to give it.
Do you like these blueberries, by the way?
Oh, these are blueberries.
Pretty cool, right?
I take the cool rating of this down another notch. This is now a 8 out of 10 rather than a 9 out of 10.
Wait, the blueberries made it go down? Are you serious?
Oh, the barrels are empty. Now it's a 7 out.
Yeah.
I better leave.
Yeah, it's great. That's. I better get you out of here before you like bring it down to a 1 of 10 somehow.
It was a delight to go around CringyGull's world, but like I mentioned, this was a new world specifically created for modern YouTube meta, which is the exact opposite of what I wanted to explore next, which is why I decided to reach out to Dallas Med. This is one of the other creators that is often cited as the other, Bedrock YouTuber when people say that to me, and so I've always been curious if he has a long-term world and he specifically plays Bedrock, how that goes down for him, and so I needed to join. And do that I did, and because it was Bedrock, it took me 7 seconds, not 7 minutes.
Last person to join this world was like 2017.
Wow.
It was just one of my buddies, yeah.
I am in a very exclusive club here.
Oh, you didn't fall in the hole.
So the spawn on this area was another interesting one that looked like it was specifically ignored, but there was actually a very specifically cool story about why.
My world, I spawned on a brown mushroom, and it's like an iconic mushroom, but at one update in 2018, changed my seed to 0. So my world got absolutely destroyed chunk-wise, and it changed my spawn. So...
That's right, it's actually incredibly cool. There is a lore that the world has been around for long enough in the Bedrock version that some things have gone slightly wrong, and so the seed is not what it is meant to be, which is just fascinating to me. Anyway, after a brief tour from here at the world spawn to nearer to his house, I saw the absolute staggering size of this thing, something that I'm sure you would get lost in, and the fact that it had a sewer system so that you could put items and have them move around. I was amazed at what I saw there. Okay, sorry. I know this is not.
Oh, you've
got a random trash chute. You got.
Oh yeah. That leads down to an advanced sewer system, and there's a huge. Yeah, we'll see those. I'll show you those later.
Oh, fun!
There's a huge trash pit where it leads all into a chest system, so you can eventually go see what you threw away.
But I was also amazed when I got my piece of advice in an entirely unsolicited way.
There's another rule in my world is you don't want to light up everything because it's fun to fight mobs every once in a while. But yeah, that no man's land is out that way.
That is a controversial opinion. I'm
oh really?
Would like to hear you elaborate on that. It's fun to fight mobs every once in a while.
Yeah. So like my house is all lit up, so I never get to encounter random funny moments, like maybe a creeper sneaking up on me and stuff like that. So I have a dedicated place like that in my world where if I need to run through it, I get to have a bit of fun like that.
Okay, I actually do this in my world with the flatland and that specific forest, but it's actually just so that I can go and get mobs when I need them, rather than specifically to deliberately mess up my own gameplay. I still hate creepers a little bit. I think they're worth having, but I really don't like when they get me, and so I thought it was a funny opinion, so much so that I decided to fact check it. According to the Minecraft stats, you have fought twice as many mobs as me, so I fact-checked
really?
you there, and it is true. You like to fight mobs while you're running around. Okay, I'm apparently turning this into a little regular segment, asking for controversial Minecraft advice, but I found that to be really fascinating, but I did have to ask the question directly again, later in our time together. Could you give me a piece of advice that you think would be useful for people making their own long-term worlds?
Well, if you're wanting to create a long-term world, you really have to take into consideration projects that will keep you interested and different gameplay mechanics that will also keep you interested, such as don't overdo automatic farms. That can take away many different aspects of the game that's actually fun, which is adventuring for resources, and even attempt a YouTube channel, because just like I stated earlier, the biggest reason I'm still on this world is because I make YouTube videos and I can share it with people.
I'd never really thought about it until I heard him say it, but this is oh so true. Dallas makes a very good point here that, like, yeah, obviously, if you really care about something, you want to make it a part of your life to share creatively your updates on that thing, and so that can be YouTube. I would say there are many other avenues for this, even if you want to go old school blogs, if you want to go new school short form video, or Twitters or Instagrams or whatever it needs to be, but I've seen so many pages specifically for someone's project, and those pages always last a very long time because you build a world around the world, if that makes sense. And so starting a YouTube channel is something I think might be good advice for the future. I've learned a fun thing about the Forever world right here, but I've also seen some really cool builds. It's actually really hard to say which of these was my personal favorite. Looking around the labs was crazy to me. Accidentally stumbling into this room.
Oh, this room is actually cool. I didn't expect to show you this, but this is my major map room. And it's supposed to look like LED screens. That is just the end with some islands to make it look like stars.
Yeah.
And I have a space station in the end. And this is my biggest map of this world. These are all 4:4 scale maps, which is just unreal to unlock. That took a week to do.
Yeah, I every time I think about doing this, I'm like, oh yeah, you get so little resolution for so much time.
Yeah. I've had a major corruption in my world where it created a line straight through my house, and I had to just rebuild everything because I didn't have a backup.
So maybe the really best piece of advice you can take from this world is make sure to have regular backups, because otherwise, if you put it on an SSD and delete it, if you were to have an issue with a Minecraft update, or even if just you had some weird issues with your Minecraft or your PC, you will lose that progress forever. If you care about something, back it up. Don't set it free. Do the opposite. Put it in the cage, and then put it in more cages, and then make copies and put those in cages. That's what you do when you really care about something. But the answer to the best build, from Dallas's point of view, was this. The brand new Fallout-inspired Diamond City. We did it.
Yeah. So the lore behind this is that I have a Institute of Technology here, and they were advancing in nuclear technology, and they were building a bomb, and we thought we should eliminate the competition before they use it on us. So
Oh no.
I have a giant nuclear crater in the middle, and these buildings are just kind of desolate.
It's crazy that this is just out in the corner of the world, over 1,000 blocks away from spawn, and it's not just one big build, it's multiple big builds around a giant explosion. The lore behind this is crazy, but even crazier is the fact that it kind of all is lore that comes from a different universe. You don't need to come up with your own lore if you don't want to. It's your world. You can do what you like with it. There are probably no copyright concerns. See other video on this channel. And so as a result, that is a crazy thing to see. But my favorite was not Diamond City, despite it being the best by Dallas's reckoning, but instead it was what we saw on the way, because I was fascinated by the pipes running around his house, so much so that I asked, like, so where do these go? And the answer kind of blew my mind.
That trash just comes out that hole up there and then lands into these hoppers into this giant trash pit.
Oh, this is absolutely ridiculous, by the way. I have to say, this room alone, the fact that you can tell it's excavated, already crazy. The fact that all of your sewers end up here, and then you like this is such a good example of it's not the most efficient storage, but it's such a good like a shower of what that storage actually is. So
well, there's your saplings.
Yeah, wow. I love this as a this world is the biggest reminder about you know, like efficiency is not the same as fun.
I actually have a bigger excavated room than that, where it looks like the sewers led to an area where they found a train deep underground. I have a set of train tracks.
You have a set of train tracks? Oh,
you want to see it?
I do. We're probably gonna go past my 15 minutes, and it's gonna be okay. I'm sure everyone will understand.
You can cut out. I mean, yeah.
That's true. Yeah, we can use the power of editing.
I mean, it's nothing crazy. This is where I was wanting my sewer pit to go, but I just kind of got this idea of.
Wow.
Actually, it's still under progress.
Yeah, this was by far my personal favorite. It blows my mind that this was like, yeah, this isn't something I was thinking of showing you. It just kind of accidentally came here because you were fascinated by that sapling. And it just goes to show that sometimes the things that impress you the most in your world aren't the things that impress other people. And sometimes the reverse. I love this build. It was my favorite. And it really gave me the takeaway that after a decade in Minecraft, you can do some bonkers things if you want to, which I absolutely love to see right here. But as always, for the sake of brevity, eventually our world tour had to end. Okay, great to catch you, and I'll see you around.
All right, man.
If I had to do a rating for this world, and you know what, the gimmick of this video demands it, I feel like it would be rude not to give it at least a 9. I feel like I could still probably give some feedback from my perspective, but I feel entirely blown out of the water in terms of, with similar times, what we have achieved in our own worlds. And so I guess, really, I would have to say, yeah, it's a 9 out of 10, but the most important thing is not all of what I loved and all of the crazy things that blew my mind, but instead the fact that you can have very different Minecraft worlds, and it doesn't make his any better or mine any worse because of that. And I hope that everyone genuinely knows that if you see a world today or anywhere on Realm Review or elsewhere that you like, it doesn't make yours any more worthless. Or it does, and we're in denial together. But in either case, that sounds great to me. Speaking of denial, I love to deny myself the ability to play with all of modern Minecraft features because I think limitation is what breeds innovation, and so I've done so many series on this channel. You might know me for one of my most popular Superflat series, where I actually survived 500 days on Bedrock Superflat, where there are no structures whatsoever, and during this time period, I couldn't help but run across Mogswamp, who's been playing Superflat for over a decade in his own world, and this not only has started to blow up recently, but so much so that it actually appeared in Minecraft Live, and this made me realize if he's willing to show it to the world for Minecraft Live, maybe he'd be willing to show it for the world for this video. And so, what I believe is a world first exclusive, here is my Mogswamp World Tour. But first, a word from our sponsor. It's not often you hear this many good things being said about flatness, but the truth is, you are probably going to want to start your own super flat world after this, and I encourage you to just do that with the built-in Minecraft if you want to give it a little taste. But if you want to have the ultimate start to a super flat world, with all of the easy problems fixed, such as the Wandering Trader giving lava buckets, or having 16 different biomes so you can actually find the things you're looking for, this is the best way to play Superflat, and it was built after playing more than 500 days on the default setting. If you want to have the best experience possible, download Ultra Flat Survival, available on all good marketplaces now, and there's just been an update that adds hardcore support. Isn't that great? Anyway, back to the video.
Easy. How long have you been making videos, dude?
2007 was my first on the platform, but I switched, I had that like channel switch thing, so I think 2009 on this channel.
2009 on this channel?
Yeah,
That's so insane to me. Oh my god. Because my first video was also in 2007, but I had a few channels, and Mogswamp started in 2012. So 2009 is absolutely wild, dude.
So one of the fun things about this particular World Tour 2 is it actually comes to you in a third different way. Because Mogswamp's been playing Superflat on Java, where there are structures, it actually means that we also can't join each other's world, and in between the first recording of this one, I lost the ability to play modded Minecraft. Don't question it, my PC is currently being fixed, but as a result, we had to work out a different way to join, and the solution was to use Geyser. So I am not just the first person to tour Mogswamp's world, but I'm the first person to play it on Bedrock at all, delightful, which does result in some oddities. I can give you coordinates, because on my screen they're always on, because I'm here on Bedrock. What a delight that is.
So that worked fine.
Yeah.
That's so sick.
The only weird thing is there's a bar that appears on screen to tell me I can't do combat, which is strange to me. This obviously exists because on Java there is a combat cooldown, and so to balance it, I need to have the same. This is probably the only issue, and I'm definitely not going to foreshadow any other disastrous difference between Java and Bedrock that got me killed here today, but instead I'm going to start with the first part of our world tour, which obviously needs to be the world spawn. I believed it to be right here where I was standing, but Mogswamp actually clarified that his entire base was built on top of it, with this explanation.
Where we're standing used to be a village. There was a if I think right over here or so was the blacksmith, which is where you get your chests and stuff, with like actually good stuff in super flat. So I think it was right about here was where the blacksmith was. Obviously there's like literally zero trace of the village anymore.
Yeah, there is no sign. This is absolutely insane. I cannot over-clarify this. This is a super flat world, and we're standing in what could be a mega base in any world, but this all had to be made using materials that were came in from somewhere else, right? Either from creation or from trading. It is ridiculous, and that just goes to show the craziness of this spawn. Craziness that apparently Mogswamp isn't that proud of.
One thing I really want to do is like eventually finish off this like whole interior, because it's very old and I haven't done much to it in like many years, to be honest. So like a lot of the stuff you're seeing here is pretty dang old, except for like this map, I would say, which is only like a year or two old. But yeah, we've got the giant wheat farm with water, you know. You sweep it all down. I mean, I guess because we're on a copy, I don't mind running this real quick.
Okay,
right, here we go.
Pull that lever. Oh yeah,
it's just so good.
That's so satisfying.
This is what you lose with those villager-powered wheat farms, you know? You lose this.
Yeah. Okay, this is truly amazing to see. Back to back, I have seen two incredibly aged worlds, and we have seen that go from the world which has clearly the plan of preserving spawn, like it is an artifact to be nurtured, and then we have the attitude of like, yeah, well, actually anything in your world can be anything you want it to be, and so here's a silly redstone wheat farming machine that would never actually get used because it can be auto-done by villagers now, but incredible to see nonetheless. I am shocked, and I honestly like this a lot. But with that said, I needed to see what he believed was the best build in his world, and so we saw the library.
Sadly, our librarian, who was a witch, died. She would come out and yell at you if you rang the bell. But unfortunately, I need to get a new witch because she was somehow lost. But this is Tome, the library cat. I feel like every library needs like a good cat, you know?
Yeah. Do you have any horror sci-fi books in here? What's the
Oh yeah. We could go to the horror section over here and try to see what we got. Are you a horror fan?
I can be, for the sake of the I would like to no, I'm not in the slightest, but I would love to read
I like the honesty.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Let's see what we got for horror. Squid's Reign. Oh, that's scary. 8 final trades. Frankenslime's Monster.
Okay, super delightful, but he did have to say after this it wasn't his favorite build, just one of the main ones, which is why we then went into this next build, the Spurch.
This is a bit of an older build over here. This is the Spurch.
The Spurch.
Spider Church is what it's shortened. So this was an original spider farm. You should be able to see the spiders falling.
Oh my god, I do. Yes.
Yeah, this is a farm I built like all the way back in 2012. I can't believe it still works. It's a custom design I made. We've got these like spider banners. We've got this giant pipe organ where I can here. Let me play something for you.
Please do.
But as you come out of the spider church, you get a nice view of the spider's butt. There's a giant statue of the spider god.
Yeah. Okay.
A lot of people get confused and they think that's the real spider god, but it's only a statue. The real spider god is even bigger, if you can believe it.
Okay. Can you You've lost me in the lore. Where is the real spider god? Is he?
Oh, we don't want to get into the lore.
This has got to be the most horrific thing I've ever seen in anyone's Minecraft world. Why would you willingly put a giant spider on top of your base? But again, that's what makes something interesting, you might say. Making a bizarre decision is a creative decision, and I totally enjoyed looking around, seeing the giant map and several of the builds that he made. I thought it was quite clever to have a mob spawner disguised as a hotel, and to test his building skills with all of these diagonal builds right here, but eventually I had to be clear exactly where was the best build in the world. Because as much as I was enjoying seeing this destroyed Bedrock Ocean, and as much as I want to share that with you, I need to keep things on track and say, what's the best build? And surprisingly, it's not this ocean with the steamer and the giant dam keeping everything out of it, but instead...
And fly out of here, if you're skilled enough to make it through that hole.
Yo, no.
Oh no!
So there's a lot of differences in the Elytra, just to justify my death here. The Elytra
Dude,
does work differently.
Every time I've ever tried to play Bedrock with an Elytra, I immediately die because in Java you can just spam spacebar.
Conversely, kinetic damage is way more deadly on Java. Like if I'd hit that wall, it'd give me like 2 hearts. But instead here, it's like,
interesting.
Yeah, you're dead. It's over. What are you doing flying at a wall that quickly? Huge difference.
I didn't know that.
Huge difference. Anyway, though, his real best build was here.
Going north is where I've kind of expanded the most. So if we come over to this like little stone walkway, this is going to lead us to the greenhouse, which was a really fun project. This was my attempt to add every plant in the game to one building. But of course, you can't get every plant in the game in super flat. So a few of them I had to build fake versions of, which was pretty fun for me. Here, we could just like hop over this way, I guess. Or, yeah, there we go. Yeah. So I tried to do like special versions of the plants too. So like we have regular tulips and then we have mega tulips. So I did that with most of the plants to the best of my ability. So we've got all the hyphae. This is sort of the fungus room. So one example of like a plant I can't get in super flat would be the spore blossom. So if you look up right here, we've got our fake spore blossom with spores dropping down on us.
Yeah. Oh, how are these? Where are these coming from? Like firefly bushes?
That is firefly bushes under the ground that are creating. So between the candles and the particles, I feel like it's a pretty good representation of the spore blossom.
Yeah, I think so.
I've got a little PD piranha plant over here, and then like another example of a plant I can't get is these are a bit abstract, so you're gonna have to really like squint and turn your head.
I will.
This is well, actually I'll let you guess on this one.
Oh, okay. So it's gonna be the one that comes from the sniffer, the pods thing.
It's the torch flower, yeah. And then this one is the
sorry.
This one is the other. This one's really rough, but it was the best I could do. This one is the pitcher pod plant from the sniffer.
This one, even if I squint, I'm not getting it. This one, it's like, oh yeah, torch flower. Okay, leaving aside the questionability of this pitcher pod, it has to be said that this greenhouse goes to show that same point I like to make all the time, which is that you can hyper-focus on any part of Minecraft and you can make it into something special. I love that you can do that just with the plants, even if you're in a Minecraft world where you can't get all of the plants. There are no sniffers and no access to them, something we lamented together. What's even the point of playing Minecraft if you don't have sniffers? Like, did you not consider giving up the world right then and then?
I know, they're so essential, man.
Every day I wake up when I use my sniffers. But still, nonetheless, this build is an absolute 8 out of 10. It's cluttered, creativity, but lovable anyway. But nonetheless, after looking around a lot of the rest of the world and some of the big projects, I had to ask if he had a piece of building advice. What is a piece of building advice out there for anyone who is really, really not good at building? Like they've got maybe they've been playing Minecraft for 13 years and haven't really progressed their skills. What's a tip you would give to someone? Just any tip that you think is useful. The biggest one, the best one, the smallest one, the most recent one, anything that you've learned.
Oh my lord. So what I would say is the 3 things that I did that really increased my building very quickly was first of all, I stopped trying to build from my imagination and I started like learning real architecture and stuff like that. That helped immensely. So that was one thing, was just looking at real life reference photos way more often, because I used to just try to build like purely from my imagination. And it's like, I'm not an architect. Like people study for years to become architects.
Yeah.
So that really helped. The second thing was learning the tools, World Edit and Axiom specifically. Learning those tools basically like overnight transformed me into like 10 times of a better builder, because I can just build so much faster. And building faster means you can experiment more. Like you can, you know, like instead of spending an afternoon for one build, you could spend an afternoon and get out like 5 builds, and then you're just progressing so much faster.
Yeah.
And then I would say the third thing was building and collabing with people who are much better than me. That was huge, because learning how better builders than me think through builds and what tools they use and what their process looks like completely like transformed the way I build. So I'd say those are the big 3 for me.
And it really is exactly how everything in the world works. Mogswamp has a very well adjusted piece of advice here about how you can get better at anything, but specifically Minecraft building. If you care about something, if you want a forever world, just approach it how you'd approach anything else in your life. But speaking of how you'd approach anything else, at this point, it's time to go into the fun build that I liked, because I asked Mogswamp about this blue building just while we were casually walking around, and the answer I got might be the most inspirational thing of the entire video.
Yeah, he's basically the hero of my world. Without him, very little would be possible. So I tried to make this mansion have everything he sells. Why is there a pig in here? Yeah, his robes, of course.
Yeah,
you know,
beautiful.
everything. He's got his favorite colors, obviously, blue and gold.
Love
and
it.
then everything he sells, for the most part, can be found in here. So he's got like a little aquarium down here where he sells the buckets of tropical fish and stuff like that. And this is his special emerald vault, of course. You know,
Of course
guy
he
loves
gets
his
one,
emeralds,
yeah.
man.
He does. It's what he lives for. It's where he adventures across the world for.
Oh, and this is a nice little touch. This is his cow up here, and his cow's name is Sunrise, and it's because he milks the cow, and every morning at sunrise he drinks the milk bucket. So he named his cow
Beautiful.
Sunrise.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Man, that is, again, that's I can really get behind this. This is, I feel like everyone needs to take some part of Minecraft and hyper focus as much as you.
Oh, dude, it's the little things, man. It's the little details. It's like that's what makes me love my world.
I love this. It's the same idea of like you can hyper-focus around anything, but around the Wandering Trader. And of course, if you're in Superflat, the Wandering Trader is your hero. He is your god, and he's worth dedicating an entire house to. But I thought at this point, like, yes, I love this lore. I love this world. And I think that that's what you need to do. You need to show what your love actually is for. And I think that you can add that to your lore, but you can also make it something that people just want to explore. Okay, so to give one quick little review of this world from the sky, I would have to say it's really cool to be here in what must be, as I've mentioned many times, probably the most intense super flat world out there, and it's really inspiring to see how much you can do at the edge of the game. Of course, some of that comes down to the Java edition, but some of this just comes down to the insane amount of creativity that can be directed into one world, any world, if you really pour your heart and soul into it. I think that the green... Oh, my Elytra just died. I think that the greenhouse is... And the Wandering Trader house are both examples of how if you pour some love into any aspect of the game, you can make something about it, and that thing can be seriously cool. The build can be as wonderful as you like, as grand or small, or as lame or weird, but it's the lore and the excitement that really makes something special, and every build is going to have too many shulker boxes. Every build's going to have some cool architecture, but what really makes the world and what really makes the entire thing stick is that lore, and the lore behind that, both in terms of the fact that this can exist despite the bedrock and everything else and being made of just dirt and that. The fact that this world can exist at all kind of, for me, makes it as close to a 10 out of 10 as a Minecraft world can be. But to make sure there's room for improvement, I'll make sure it's just a 9.98. Yeah. Just like the number of players who aren't going to download a mod, and who therefore maybe should enjoy some Superflat. Thank you for enjoying this video though, and if you enjoyed it and want to see the full 3 hours, I'll leave it linked down below. We'll make that members only thing because I don't think anyone actually wants to see it in their subscription box as a 3-hour piece of monstrosity, but I'll leave that link down below, and we'll see about making it unlisted in a week if the rest of you want to see it, because this was one of the most fun projects that took up a ludicrous amount of time, but where I really learned so much from, and I hope that you learned from even the highlights we saw here today. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Okay.